Welcome to BaseballGuys.com. I'm your host and Around the Horn, Ray Flowers. Steven Strasburg got those 99 miles an hour. He's got a sick yacker. It's made many a major league hitter look foolish here in his first appearances in the big leagues. Well, he's had a setback. Recently it was the shoulder, caused him to miss some time. He returned from that and looked pretty good, but now it's an issue with his forearm. What's the issue? There's a strained flexor tendon muscle, which is the tendon that attaches the muscle to the elbow here. The good news about that injury is it's not deemed to be something that's going to require surgery. MRIs have been taken. Further testing will be done to verify that, but at this point, surgery has not been even discussed. This is more of just a minor nuisance type of issue. However, because of an issue that he already had with his shoulder and now the issue with the forearm, I have to think that the Nationals are going to be very, very, very careful with the man who literally, they're counting how many pitches he throws in the bullpen, how many innings he throws, etc., etc. I can't think they're going to allow him to return to the big league hill this year. He's going to be placed on the disabled list on Thursday. The team has not ruled him out for the 2010 season, but I'd be very surprised if we see him again. Who takes his spot in the rotation? Well, good news on that end. Jordan Zimmerman, who looked pretty good as a rookie last year before injuring his elbow and requiring Tommy John surgery, he will return on Thursday and be inserted into the Nationals rotation. NL only leaguers, pay attention to him. You might want to pick him up. He's got the ability to strike out a guy an inning. However, mixed leaguers, you might be, a little wary of adding him to your roster. It looks like the Nationals are going to limit Zimmerman to 5 innings per outing. Obviously not going to give him a lot of opportunity to pick up too many victories if he can only go 5 innings. Keep that in mind. Great news for Zimmerman, so-so news for Strasburg. If both those guys are healthy and ready to go at the start of next season, really good news for the Washington Nationals. Giants were awarded Cody Ross. Is that a good deal? Is that a bad deal? Well, we talked about it last Friday on Around the Horn here at BaseballGuys.com. The Giants probably put the claim in when he was put on the waiver wire to preclude the Padres from picking him up. The Marlins said go ahead and take Ross, so the Giants have got him roughly $1.1 million, something like that left. You can read more about him at the link to the story that you find on the page here to GoldenGateGiants.com. What is Ross going to do? He'll probably spend some time in the outfield with Andres Torres, who could really be in use of a platoon partner. It's a bit of an odd fit, though, because the Giants already have Jose Guillen. They've already got Pat Burrell. They've got Aaron Rowan, who they're paying $1 bazillion to at this point. Don't really have a need for. Cody Ross will pinch it a little bit, fill in a little bit as a platoon mate. Just another bat that the Giants use. They put Guillermo Mota on the disabled list in order to open up the roster spot for Cody Ross. Johnny Damon, another player who was placed on waivers, he's also been picked up, and he was picked up by the Red Sox. Now, Damon had written into his contract that he couldn't go back to the Red Sox. They were one of the teams he said he was not going back to, so it's up to him whether he wants to accept this move. The feeling being it was so difficult for him to go from the Red Sox to the Yankees that he did not want to go back to the Red Sox. He'll have to weigh whether or not having an outside shot at making the playoffs this year is worth leaving Detroit, where he has been very pleasantly surprised by the whole entire situation. The team hasn't done very well, but his family's from the area, and he's enjoyed his time there and says, in fact, he'd like to return next season if possible. Doesn't sound like Damon's going to accept that move to the Red Sox right now. He's got some time to try to figure it out. Manny Ramirez will likely be placed on waivers this week. Not an oddity. A lot of players, in fact, many players, are placed on waivers at one point or another. The question with Ramirez is, will another team pick him up? You have to think someone will take a chance on him if he's put on waivers, and then it's a matter of whether the deal can be worked out. Now, he's due about $1 million the rest of this season with about $3 million deferred. 2 teams that are hot in the running, according to various reports, are the White Sox and the Rays. Whether or not each team would be willing to take that salary on for the chance to get Manny in their lineup, we'll have to wait and see. But we should know in a couple of days whether he's placed on waivers, whether he's picked up on waivers, and whether Manny Ramirez is going to a new club. Ricky Nolasco, last guy I want to talk about today, had an issue with his knee. He's got a meniscus situation. He apparently hurt himself, if you can believe this, while he was bending over to tie his shoes. Add that to the Ronnie Polino 50-game suspension for performance-enhancing drugs. You've got the situation with Chris Coggin injuring his knee during a post-game celebration when he was throwing a pie in someone's face. Hasn't been the best year for injuries with the Marlins. Nolasco's looked very, very good of late. He's got his record up to 14-8. The team has not placed him on the disabled list at this point. He may make his next start. Prevailing wisdom at this time is that he will not make that start, that he will be placed on the disabled list, and in fact, he might end up missing the rest of the season. Play it slow with Nolasco. If you're an owner of his right now, you're going to have to keep those fingers crossed and hope he can give you something the rest of the way. But do yourself a favor, go out and try to fortify that pitching staff, because we may have seen the last of the Marlins' secondary ace behind Josh Johnson for the 2010 season. Ray Flowers, It's baseballguys.com. Don't forget to listen to us every day on Sirius XM Radio at XM 147, Sirius 211. Monday through Thursday, I co-host a 3-hour show with Kay Adams and Kyle O'Frank. You can find it again at those stations, 5 to 8 Eastern. And then on Sundays, we've got the Fanball Recap, which is from 8 to 12 Eastern Standard Time, where we're going to break down everything that happened on the field of football. And we'll talk about some baseball, too. Talk to you all again soon.